Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Are You Screening podcast. I am your host, AreYouScreening.com's own Mark Eastman, and with me, as always, is co-host extraordinaire Shane Leonard.
Hello.
And I just want to say at the beginning, if you just happen to get here without having seen our trailer reaction, we just did a one battle after another.
Yep.
I was like, oh my God, I keep mixing up the words of that title, and I'm like, So we did a trailer reaction episode, and it was odd and different, but it was pretty cool. But go check that out, and that is going to be either one of the biggest movies of the year, or it's going to start us down last year's road. Where things that should have been big and have giant names and big directors start bombing like crazy. But it's Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's action-y.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it seems weird. Even in my mind, I can hardly wrap my mind around Paul Thomas Anderson, and it's going to be like pretty action-y.
Yeah.
But that's the story the trailer's given us.
Right.
So maybe that's a true story, and maybe it's got 10 minutes of action, and that's all they put in the trailer.
Right. We saw it all. Are the trailer reactions YouTube exclusive?
Yeah.
Because it's the video of it, right? So it's, and it's
so
not a full episode. It's just, we check out the trailer. And
it's like
we
15
talk.
minutes.
Yeah, so it's not,
So this week we are catching up with something, especially because you can watch it too now because it's on streaming. And we took a, Netflix movie, Happy Gilmore 2. So this week it's going to be Happy Gilmore 2 and the Phoenician Scheme, which the Phoenician Scheme is one that I really wanted to get to, for real.
Yeah.
It's not that long ago.
No, it's strangely.
But it is, considering everyone who's in the movie.
Yeah.
And everything to do with the movie, it did not seem like it opened as big as you would expect it to, and it was everywhere for like a week.
Yeah,
I mean, it was like
I don't remember opening against anything big either.
A lot of places it was gone quickly. So so it's streaming on Peacock. Is what it was on, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's streaming on Peacock, so everyone can check it out now.
Yep.
And I know that the problem is I know there's tons of people who want to watch it.
Yeah.
And I also know that a not, insignificant percentage of those people are not necessarily running to the theaters to see it. So that's a bad combination.
Yeah. That usually doesn't add up well. Excuse me.
But anyway, so we'll start off with Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah.
Mainly because
you can't wait. Oh God, come on.
No, that's not what I said. Okay, so Happy Gilmore 2. If you don't know, and I would not be surprised at all if you didn't, because I don't know where you're seeing promotion for this, but it's, I think, only if you're watching Happy Gilmore stuff, or you are part of some niche that I'm not part of, where they were showing ads for this and trying to promote it. But it's on Netflix, and it is... it's just 30 years later in Happy Gilmore's life. And for like the first 10 to maybe 15 minutes-ish, we get the whole what has happened to Happy Gilmore for all of those 30 years. And it is not what you might think. He has a bunch of kids.
He's got 5 kids.
He apparently for a while was like, on the tour. And
living life.
Winning lots of stuff. And, whatever, taking over. He was a big name.
Right.
And it's not like, he won in Happy Gilmore. And then it was like, well, that was just a lark. And he's,
one-off and
not that great anymore.
Yeah,
and whatever.
one-hit wonder.
No, he was like superstar, Happy Gilmore-ness. and then he killed his wife with his own tee shot
Allegedly.
while she was no
he really did it.
No,
Yeah, accidentally, but he did it.
yeah, he's teeing off,
Right.
and she's like up there like talking to somebody, like
Yeah.
doing a interview spot or
Right.
something,
Right.
and he killed her.
Yeah.
So that sent him to the bottle.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sent him reeling.
And then whatever, he lost all his money, and now he's got all these kids,
Yeah.
and they're poor, and he's got like 4 boys and 1 girl, and the 4 boys all live together.
They're all like him.
Separately.
Yeah.
And he lives with the daughter
Yep.
in like an apartment, and he works at like a
Grocery store,
a
like
store,
a Publix or something. Like
yeah. And then we have to move on with the story, so he wants to get back into golf because he needs money,
because his daughter's a fantastic dancer.
because all his kids have largely grown up
Right.
poor now, because this was like a while ago at
Yeah.
this point, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's 30 years later, so
Yeah,
it's
right.
whatever.
And they're all children, not
Right.
children, but they're
And,
teenagers. Yeah.
they're all at the point of most of the movie,
Yeah.
fairly old, and they, whatever.
Right.
And so now he's got to get back into golf, and hilarity ensues, and everything comes back from the last time, and
Yeah.
we get to have like every living famous golf person
Oh,
in
yeah.
the movie, and whatever, and he has to go through the whole. I mean, it's like, quite honestly, it's like watching Michael Scott's movie that he made in The Office,
Right.
where he's got to,
Yeah.
he finds the guru
Yeah.
who teaches him hockey or whatever,
Yep.
and so, whatever.
I forgot about that.
Anyway, and then hilarity ensues, and we do a bunch of funny stuff, and everybody that Adam Sandler has ever met is in the movie,
right.
along with
Yep.
every golf pro and everything. So that's the movie. Now I almost always say this
Yeah.
is a tricky movie for me,
Yeah.
and this was not a tricky movie for me at all.
And that
And
usually means one of 2 ends of the spectrum.
My only problem is
Yeah.
that there were like 2 or 3 things that were mildly amusing.
Yeah.
So, because this really just should be 0. Even on paper, this movie should be 0. Even just like the pitch of this movie is 0.
Oh man.
There are virtually no redeeming qualities to this movie at all. And not only that, but Rob Schneider's in it.
Yeah.
And I have to take off for that.
Yeah.
And not only that, but I have to take off from everyone who agreed to be in the movie, knowing that Rob Schneider
was
was
gonna
in
be
it,
in it.
even though he's only in it for like 8
He's
seconds.
he's really just pedaling across the screen.
Right.
One line and he's in.
He's in it.
But
and
he's
that's
still in it.
and you have to lose points for that. I don't care if you've been friends with him forever.
Yeah. Right.
Once the guy just starts declaring himself a Nazi, like you can't put him in your
Yeah.
movies anymore.
I totally
he's-
understand.
He's off the deep end in so many ways. But anyway, but almost nothing in the movie is like funny,
Yeah.
unless maybe you're 12 or something. And it's such a weird movie because once Adam Sandler got the green light or whatever to make this,
Yeah.
and you could do whatever you wanted with Happy
Anything.
Gilmore too. And clearly that's what happened, because they were like, do anything you want, because
Right.
because he did stuff in
Yeah.
this movie that you can only do if you completely have the green light to
Yeah.
do anything.
Right.
Nobody is telling him he can't do anything.
Right.
So since that's the case, he could have done something halfway decent, right? And
Yeah.
instead he was like, I miss it when 12-year-olds used to laugh at my movies or something. Like it's the weirdest thing
Yeah.
for this to be the exact thing that comes out the other end of you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it's so weird. Anyway, But like I said, there were a couple things that were like mildly humorous.
Yeah.
And even they were not all that funny, right?
Yeah.
But also there were a couple scenes that were like not trying to be funny.
Yeah.
That I was like, all right,
Yeah, you got it.
That's
That's
okay
fine.
scene,
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
So,
Yeah.
so the end result of that is that I give it a 1.
Yeah. That's what I thought you would get.
And you know, like I said, on the one hand, it's really lucky to get that, and on the other hand, you know, I don't know, it could have been 2 maybe or something, but
yeah.
But everything about it, not only is everything about it awful, but most of the stuff, like, I can't even believe that's what really happened.
Right.
You know, you're like watching it and you go, like, that's what you
That's
do.
it.
That's what you do with
Yeah.
that. That's like, this is what you can come up with.
Yeah.
I mean, it's horrible. And it's weird because Adam Sandler has a load of really funny people in this movie doing complete garbage.
Yeah.
And like, a lot of them are not even in it that long, but you know, whatever. But if he had even said, you know, you do something funny, it would have been better.
Right.
Instead of going, instead of having like Kevin Nealon on and going, this is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And you're like, really?
Yeah.
I mean, if you have all these people who are like famously funny people that will be in your movie no matter what it is, because clearly they will show up anyway, right? And this is what you have them do. I don't know, man. But nothing that is supposed to be funny in this is funny, and most of it is just, I mean, like, why are you even here if that's what you're going to do?
Right.
It's so weird. It's like hard to watch in some spots. Some spots are just kind of, they go on for a while and they're not that funny.
Yeah.
But some of them are.
It's like going to see a cover band of one of your. It's like going. It's not exactly like this, but it just amuses me to think of something, and like a metaphor of going to see a cover band of a band you used to like, hoping they'll play the one obscure song that your real band won't play anymore, and then you're just like, yes. Did you like? This isn't a gotcha thing at all. It's just a curiosity thing. Did you like Happy Gilmore, either when it came out or not on the countless re-airings on like a Ted Turner network, like TBS or TNT ran it all the time? But did you like it when it came out at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, because we're of the age that when this came out,
I liked the first one. I never watched it again.
Yeah, you don't have to, right? Like Billy Madison.
I think
Happy Gilmore,
I only watched it the once, but I liked Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore was like such a completely different sensibility.
Yeah.
And it's so weird because there's a lot of stuff in this movie where they do the same stupid gags.
The exact same thing
that he did.
Yep.
And then they have this whole montage of like his kids do it all the time and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But in the original movie, like when he did those gags, there was a whole different mindset behind doing it.
Yeah.
And it was actually funny.
And he earns it and it works and it's funny. So it all works on
even like
a different engine. Yeah.
Even like just the whole gag that he like kind of doesn't like golfers or golf, and he's very angry all the time. And you know, he's very like hockey person.
Yeah, he's
so like when something doesn't happen,
we're
that
just
he
gonna
wants
drop
to happen,
the gloves, right?
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna fight. Yeah.
Like that whole thing has, you know, something behind it, right?
Yeah.
And in this one, they just do the gags like just to do the gags,
right?
And that's not funny, right? And it's like, especially some of the stupid, you know, childish gags that they do, right? Like doing the childish gag in the first movie. It like there's meaning behind it, right? And in this movie, it's just like we're just 8-year-olds,
right?
there's
there's
nothing great about that.
You'll remember it. You want to hear it. You know, anywhere Arnold Schwarzenegger goes, people are like saying, "Dude, tell me you'll be back."
Right.
Like you just want to feel that thing again, and that's really not what you should be doing. This is, I mean, like to take from our very easy opening. Like, this is sort of a strange one to go after. It's the easiest low-hanging fruit because it's just a bad movie.
Right.
Okay. It's a bad movie because it doesn't try to be a movie. It's really just a reunion disguised, like you've said a million times on our show. Who wouldn't want to just go to Tahiti for 3 weeks free of charge and hang out with all your friends and for a couple hours each day, just read some lines?
Right.
Everyone wants to do that. I don't even think it's fan service. I think it's just a mistaken act of goodwill that the movie is what it became, because Adam Sandler is notoriously got the memory in the best of ways of an elephant. And like you said, if you are a friend of his, or if you've been in the film, or even just, paying, like he doesn't, so Chubbs is gone, Carl Weathers from the first film. And because he's passed away, and they do sort of a strange, I don't know if it's old footage from the first one with him and Bob Barker, or if it's just AI doing a okay job. But instead of, doing anything like that, they write up a character that Chubbs had a kid.
Right.
And that guy's going to be in the film. Now, it's not really anyone related to Carl Weathers, but he's just paying homage to what got him here. Basically, he's, remember who got you to the dance. Later, there's a thing, and I wasn't prepared. We don't prepare for the show. I can't remember the actor's name. He was a young actor who was in the Grown Ups films, and he died.
Oh, yeah.
He really died. Right. And Adam Sandler was very upset about this, and he makes sure that some of his other appearances on other TV shows always are in the background, and that's who Adam Sandler is. Right. If you know that about Adam Sandler, and you know that he's not a prick, he's actually sort of a giving, sharing, like, hey, the water's risen, let's bring you up too. I understand why sometimes a movie like this gets made. I can't remember if it was Hubie Halloween or another one like this that was just dumb, just cameo laden. Right. And it's not any of the the Castle films, because those are pretty good.
Right.
I thought it was a 2. I felt a little bad because I know how it comes to Netflix in the absolute best of good faith, and it's just a friggin' disaster. I still gave it a 2.5, and that's partially because I'm appreciative of the effort. I know what he's trying to do. He's such a good guy. He has a bad day. I'm sure he's yelled at someone. He might have made a mistake someday in his real life, but he seems to be really using Hollywood power for good. And he's got a big, sweet Netflix deal. And I think what he did was he just thought, well, let's run this. And in a strange way, one of the things that I like about it, but it doesn't excuse how difficult it is to just sit and watch for almost exactly 2 hours. This is an hour and 54-minute movie. Right. Holy crap. We've talked about how they just don't make 80s films anymore. Films that went straight to video stores. Like, this is that film.
Right.
And it's not a good one, even by 80s standards. But it meant well. It does mean well. And that doesn't translate to a lot of forgiveness, because I can't forgive the movie. It's just really dumb. And when it isn't, it's like you said, it's just not funny.
Right.
Like, I don't really know, unless you're bored, or maybe Netflix is the only streaming service you have and you're going to watch it because it's on, check it out. Yeah. But if you like the first film, I kind of would say stay away from this. Aside from all the platitudes I'm trying to give it, it would have been really fun to see him, instead of going back to golf, going back to hockey with all of his golf mannerisms. That would have been very amusing for 90 minutes or even 60 minutes once you establish where everybody is in the film, and he just can't play golf. He really learns he can't play golf again. He's drank it away, or he's just lost it. And somebody's like, hey, we got like an old players league.
And he thinks about his wife.
And he's like, you know what? I got to get my kid to this dance school in Paris, which is a weird reason to do anything, but it's an Adam Sandler reason to do everything.
Sure.
And he goes back to golf, and he's like more of a gentleman, and they just start running over him, and he starts getting more feral. Like, that would have been funny. Make it more like Animal House. But instead, it is what it is. It still would have been, despite all the cameos of everyone being in it, except Tiger Woods, which would have been fantastic if Tiger had just been anyone except Tiger. Like, he could have just been like the bellhop or something. I didn't see Chris Rock. I didn't see Kevin James. But I had to see Rob, and that sucked. You know, I don't know, man. It was just, I wasn't psyched for it, but I thought, well, this might be amusing. And what I found out, I've said all of that to say this. What I found out was when I watched the film, I felt like someone our age watching Happy Gilmore in the 90s for the first time, looking at it and being like, you kids are so stupid. You're going to laugh at anything. You don't pull your pants up. Get off my lawn. Like, you know, I suddenly felt very old looking at it. And then I realized, you're young at heart. It's just a dumb movie. And that's where
you're trying to talk yourself
but
into
2.5 is so forgiving. I really, if it wasn't good natured, if it just wasn't what I know the film to be, and it's not sometimes fair to judge a film for what is showing, like for what it's showing, but beyond it, this is probably 1.5 at the best. Like, it really is bad. It really is bad.
And you know, it could have been more or less the same amount of stupid, but if the funny stuff would have just been funny, or if it had, you know, like you said, if it had some better,
just a conceit,
better excuse for existing, like if, like you said, if we switch it to hockey, but or something else happens, but you know, I mean, the story is he loses all his money and he can't play golf, and then he has to play golf again because that makes you money. That's not a story.
Dude, even in the beginning, so we didn't even touch on all the other stuff. Like, the big bad guy isn't Shooter McGavin. The big bad guy is this sort of dippy upstart who creates the Maxi Golf League, where there's only like 5 holes and you get to shoot like with guns and things, or just weird things. The hilarity is this: when Adam Sandler starts playing golf again and he sucks, and then he gets his swing back and he's playing the first tournament and he's basically hitting eagles or hole-in-ones, and he's still like 11th on the list. They're like, Happy Gilmore slowly coming up, and I'm like, nobody knows how to score anything. Like, he'd be number 1 already, you know. It's just, there's so many weird things, and seeing Haley Joel Osment again is fine.
Yeah, and it's really,
he's actually
really funny in this
it.
movie too, because Haley Joel Osment's in it. They have like this Maxi League stupid thing, and they have this like dumbass scheme that Haley Joel Osment is part of his weird cult of golfers who have surgery to basically injure themselves in a certain way,
so they can hit like him,
so that they can hit the ball farther. Which I think is the funniest thing. To have a golf movie and be all about golf, and actually act like you're talking about golf, and it's like these people, you know, mutilate themselves because then they can hit the ball farther. And now Haley Joel Osment's awesome because he can hit the ball farther. Like, it's not how you win anyway. Like, that doesn't.
They're just explaining midichlorians at this point. And Happy Gilmore's swing isn't supposed to be like medically. It's just supposed to be a social commentary that hockey players are too gritty and low on the sports totem pole because they fight. All hockey players could probably hit a slap shot, you know, like this, but they're above it or below it, depending on where you're looking. Like, that's the rub.
If they would have had, if they would have taken like a half hour out of the beginning and put it at the end and had more of the wacky golf, they might have actually had more of a chance.
This film, I mean, again, we do it, and we're going to move on quick because I know we've probably done 10 minutes on this more than you have. But, you know, he goes back to hockey, and the other players don't accept him because he smells like country club. And they tease him. He forgets. He doesn't even remember how to drop the gloves. Then eventually, in the end, in order to win the day and get the big payoff to send his kid to summer camp or dance hall or whatever, there's a shootout, and everybody knows he's not going to make it, but Happy's been practicing, and he's got like this one thing that Chubbs taught him, and, you know, or maybe it's a slow golf putt that goes right through the guy's legs, whatever. That's your 80s break into Electric Boogaloo, we got to save the community center film.
Right.
And Sandler, if you want, I'll write it. There's your third film. But that would have been so easy. That's out of the park. You know, this, jeez, this is just awful.
All right. Anyway, so don't go see that. So the Phoenician Scheme,
right?
Which, like I said, I'm a big Wes Anderson fan.
Me too.
This movie, and talking about it right now, freaks me out a little bit because Benicio del Toro's in it, because he's contractually obligated to be in every movie with a person named Anderson or something.
Yeah,
I don't know what's happening.
I thought you were going to go like the...
But anyway, I'm a really big Wes Anderson fan.
Yeah.
So any Wes Anderson movie, and
You'll show up for.
yeah. And so this one is Del Toro plays this. I don't even know how to describe exactly what he plays. He's some kind of business arms dealer thing, but he's kind of just the middleman of everything or whatever. But basically,
that's it.
The movie is him flying from place to place to get people to agree to put the money up for the Phoenician scheme, for his giant scheme that he wants to do. He keeps having assassination attempts against him, and apparently has for years.
Right. Yeah.
Because everyone wants to kill him, and all the people he's meeting with want to do deals with him, but also want to kill him anyway. And because everyone wants to kill him, the U.S. government's after him.
Not like there's a bounty on him either. They just want him dead.
Yeah.
Because he's made so many enemies.
Anyway, and now he's got his daughter with him who has become a nun, and he has, I think, 5 other boys.
9?
Oh, that's right.
Like it's absurdly nice. She says 8. He says 9, and then
he's got like this whole gaggle of boys.
I mean, oh my God!
But he's got his one daughter, who has become a nun now, and he's not had anything to do with any of his kids.
Yeah.
Anyway, and it's this whole just utterly bonkers Wes Anderson kind of myriad tales within tales of stuff that's going on, and. The next thing you know, Tom Hanks is playing basketball in a tunnel, and you don't know why, and nothing makes sense, and he has all these plans, and none of them work out, except at the end, he's like, that was my plan.
That was it.
Whatever.
It's all coming together. Yeah.
And it's all insanity, and again, everyone's in this movie too, but it's a different everyone.
Right.
But man, everyone is in this movie. It's insane. Even people who are in the movie who are only in weird scenes where they have a lot of makeup and it's only for 5 seconds a couple of times.
Yeah.
And you're like,
whoa.
Why did we even need him to be? That's like background, whatever. But, but anyway, there's like just everyone is in this movie. Anyway. There is, I could go on explaining what the movie's about for like ever, so I'm not going to do that. This movie really, and I don't know if it's just me or when I watched it, but this movie really hit me in a very weird way. And as much as I love Anderson, ultimately the best I could give this movie was a 7.
Yeah, that's what I had you at.
Because for me, this movie for me was like. If there's a TV show that you really love, and it made me think just randomly, this is just what popped in my head. It made me think of Poker Face. Yeah. That new show, because I love that show.
Yeah.
And overall, I think it's not only just a great show, but one of the best shows in like of the decade. I mean, it's really, really good, and I love that show. But there are like if you take the whole first season and second season, as far as we have now of that show, there are like 2 or 3 episodes where I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was fine, I guess. Yeah. But somehow it's like very weird and different. We have like an episode where it's like everything's gone a little weird here for this particular episode. But you're still watching the show you like. Yeah. It's still, know, the character that you like or whatever. And this movie felt just like that for me because I love most of his movies. Most of his movies are 10s.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but if they're not, they're probably at least 9 or whatever, because I just really, really like his movies. And this one, that was the experience for me. It was I got to see him making a movie, and that's better than most things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
somehow this and everyone was really good in it.
Yeah.
And the way the story lays itself out, the exact, character that Del Toro is being, and he's doing it amazingly. And I think too, and this will probably only matter for people like me, the level of difficulty of what a lot of the people who are doing in the movie is way higher than most people think it is.
Yeah. Because it looks so bland at worst or easy at best. Like it doesn't.
But like Del Toro especially in this movie is, I mean, maybe he will, because who knows what will happen anymore, because people just throw darts at walls, I think, at this point. But I don't know that he will really get the appreciation for this movie, because it doesn't seem hard.
Yeah.
And it is, though. I mean, the stuff that he does in this movie, and especially, actually delivering so much stuff where it's just like a certain look or a certain he gives like a line and actually is saying, is delivering what needs to be delivered there when has to do it in like virtually monotone, but he's just got to have the right expression and actually be able to convince you that he earns that, It's so much harder than it seems like it is. But anyway, everyone's really good in it. I, had fun watching it. It's a, odd but interesting story that like kind of ropes you along, and you're like, I mean, what is going to happen? Because, because you don't know, right? Because anything could happen. and the end was kind of like, well, we're done now.
The end is
like, whatever. Okay.
It almost, I mean, sometimes anyway, I won't say for everyone, but all of Wes's films, but the end doesn't matter.
Right.
Like the end is just the end, because we have to have an end, but really it's about getting to the end
about
instead
the ride,
of the end,
But anyway, there just was like this kind of other level of stuff happening on the ride that I just didn't get out of this one that I usually do. And especially, his last couple films I have like really loved. So, whatever. But I gave it a 7. So
it's funny thinking back on The French Dispatch, Asteroid City, Grand Budapest, even going, I'm probably skipping a couple. He's strangely can be prolific and then sort of hits the brakes sometimes. But I'm not surprised, and no one who listens to the show for any amount of time should be, that we like Wes Anderson, and in a way it almost insulates. I can't imagine Wes Anderson doing a Wes Anderson project and making a bad Wes Anderson film in the end. Some of them have to be a little bit higher or lower than the others, because they can't all be the same. If they were, that probably wouldn't even interest Wes.
Right.
But this is, I was watching this and I'm like, man, it's just a dumb thing, but God, South Park is always in my head when they talk about, James Cameron being James Cameron, because James Cameron's the only one who can be James Cameron, that kind of thing. That applies to Wes in a lot of ways. Even after the credits had rolled, which were very, not the credits, the opening credits, where you just see Zsa Zsa, who is Benicio's character, just in this tub being waited on from a bird's eye view. There's something missing. And it's weird. It's not always missing, and sometimes it's only a little missing. I gave it a 7 too. I thought about giving it a little bit more, because when I was having my fun with it the most, I found I was having fun with it most on the front-loaded front side than the back. And that's not to say that it gets bad or it worsens as a film. It's just maybe that fresh reminder of like, wow, this is Wes Anderson's world. And to be honest, I get the shot at him too. Like, I understand it, because there are directors who I don't really like how they do the same thing over and over again. He's reliably figured out his aesthetic, and to
Right.
some it looks simple and cheap. I think it's insanely thought out. Like, I think he's obsessed about it
Right.
and figured out how to make and relate what is in his head to an audience the best that he can from the limited tools that are available to him in filmmaking. And we have a lot of tools, but still, just seeing in his head what he sees is so amazing. And he's really trying to do it. People have criticized him for being sort of sterile and predictable and diorama sets. And I'm like, yeah, check, check, check. Because if this is what you want, if you want the Wes Anderson experience most of the time with different characters, you're going to be able to get it. Fire it up. And I was looking forward to this because I've been on a good Wes Anderson streak. It's funny how sometimes Wes's films only improve. They don't get worse if I see them again.
Right.
This one, and I've only seen it once, and I still had a lot of fun with it. I still thought it was really entertaining, but it just didn't have either that character, that story, or that, I won't say resolution, but the drive for resolution that some of the other stories have had. Doesn't make the characters bland. It just makes them a little less complicated or a little less seeking than I sometimes want. But, Michael Cera, everyone, it's sort of hard to believe this is his first Wes Anderson film when he's in it and you look and you're like, why wasn't he always in Wes Anderson movies?
Right.
Even when he was a much younger actor, he seems like he's going to be a continual player. I love that Benicio basically just had like a small part in The French Dispatch, and apparently they hit it off, and he's like, hey, I think you'd be good at it, and I'll be damned if I can think of anybody who could do those close, tight, frozen looks where you just need the smallest micro movement to convey, and Benicio's the king of that stuff.
Right.
But it's also just funny to look at his face, and I don't think he's ever not bleeding because he's always under assassination attempts. There's so much fun stuff in this to like. It sometimes feels like Wes Anderson movies when they're in this range of 7 to 8. It's more fun to talk about them, but it's just more fun to talk about Wes Anderson movies anyway. I don't care if they're 10s or not. But I feel like talking about it is a bit more fun than maybe having seen it. But it's still a really good movie, only if you're a Wes Anderson film. This is not the film to drop in on if you've never seen a Wes Anderson movie.
Right.
I don't think.
Right.
I would give you 3 or 4 ahead of this. But if you are a Wes Anderson film and you know you're going to like it, this is gonna be just fine.
Right. It's just not. It just doesn't have that other gear for me. And I think, I think about The French Dispatch, and there's the ride of the varying stories,
Yeah.
right? But there just is like this other level.
Yeah, there's a thing going on. Yeah.
And by the time it ends, you're just like, they don't exactly like kind of have like a resolution or whatever, it's not like you find out who done it or like there's some big thing. But when they end, you're like, man.
Whoa. Yeah.
Right? And this one just didn't have that. And I feel like it's probably like a little on purpose even because, when you get to the end and, we're with Uncle whoever.
Yeah, Uncle Newbar.
And it's Benedict Cumberbatch, and that's
a
so
riot.
weird.
That's so I see the meme coming from that already.
Really good.
He's really good.
But it all comes down
really weird,
to
though.
like, we're trying to sort of find out a purpose or something.
Yeah.
And then it's like the whole gag is that there isn't really a purpose. And then we find out that there's not really a purpose. And it's like, aha, see, there is no purpose. And you're like, yeah, I'm not sure
I don't
that
think about
does
that.
what you
Yeah.
think it does.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's like he's got the idea of how the end kind of, works and how the whole him and his brother confrontation and we've got all the people signing the thing and then, whatever. And it's like, yeah, but, that just doesn't actually get you what you think it does or
Yeah.
something. So I don't know. It just didn't like work out. But I'd say like, I mean, I guess all of it is still pretty good, but like the middle, like 40 minutes
Yeah.
is really, really good.
2/5 of the way through, I'm having a blast.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
part of it,
Yeah.
I think could have been, basically like from a movie that ended up with like a higher score.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, me too.
just the overall project,
Yeah.
it just doesn't come together the way his other movies
Yeah.
do. But it's still, I mean, like you said, it's still like, it's such a fun ride while you're there.
Yeah.
And there's so many parts that happen in there, especially with his daughter. I mean,
Yeah. Mia Thrappleton, the girl who plays the nun.
yeah,
And I don't think she's been in any other.
no,
I don't even know if
think
she's been in any other movies. Like she might be an actress, but she might not have. I don't
in
know.
big things. I don't
But
know.
she's built for Wes Anderson's
yeah, but
script
she
too.
like,
But she just
certain,
nails it.
at certain points. I mean, she like really like steals the show.
Oh,
She
yeah,
has like
definitely.
great stuff, and her and Sarah
Yeah.
interacting
Right.
is so weirdly Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
that it's like, like you said, how are they not just like
Repertory.
what
all
all
the-
his movies are
Right.
about, because they fit so perfectly, and especially the way Michael Cera like delivers lines.
Yeah.
And again, this is like the things that she does, the things that Michael Cera does, they are not going to get the recognition
Yeah,
they deserve,
right.
because it doesn't seem hard. But
Yeah.
there's like this one scene where Tom Hanks is playing basketball.
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston
Yep.
and whatever.
I love it.
Which is like just the most bizarre donkey thing.
Yeah.
like,
I love
ever.
it.
But there's a scene, and Michael Cera is in the train,
Right.
and they're like drinking or whatever.
Yeah.
That whole scene
All of it.
is so
Yeah.
incredible, and Michael Cera delivers all his lines in that. Like, first of all, in a way that seems Michael Cera-y anyway,
Right.
even if he was like in any movie,
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But is so perfect for like what Wes Anderson is trying to do.
Yeah.
And it just, I'm telling you, is not as easy
No.
as it seems like it is.
Right.
Because, there are a lot of people who could not be in this movie
Yeah. Yeah.
and be able to do what they have to do right for this. And really, as weird as it sounds, there are so few movies that get made
Yeah.
that you couldn't stick somebody else
Right.
in that role or whatever,
Right.
and get the same kind of thing. And in this one, man, like, I mean, Del Toro is very obvious, right?
Yeah.
But even like, most other people in the movie,
Yeah.
you're like, I mean, there might be a couple other people I'd try.
Maybe.
but
Yeah.
Anyway,
he's Sarah is so good at setting up the scene, fading into the background, because it's not for him. It's always, well, not always. It is somewhat theatrical in that sometimes people just small step off the front of the stage and someone steps forward and that's their monologue or that's their scene. And then there are times when he is the scene and he's nailing it. Even the throwaway ones where he has to take instructions to the pilot, like the 11th pilot, and he comes back real quick and says to Benicio, like, we can't tell if this is a 1 or a 7.
right.
And Benicio exhaustedly gets up and he goes, it's a G.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is so damn funny. The appearance of Mia Thrappleton as his daughter, as the nun, it's funny. Just a few years ago, that would have been Scarlett Johansson's role.
Right.
And Scarlett Johansson is in this because she's a big Wes fan, just as everybody else is. You expect at some point to see the big Wes Anderson fans like Bill Murray,
Right.
and you do. It was a weird thing. I don't know if I fully settled on some of those, for lack of a better term, the biblical scenes.
Right.
I don't know if those did what I think Wes wanted them to do. I don't think that they caused me. take away stars. I think he'd laugh at that whole idea. Like, you can take away stars, okay, but it was both interesting and strangely like out of place for me, in my opinion, of what Wes's films do. But refreshing that he was trying something new, and also maybe this is the way he saw the story. But I just didn't think those worked as well as he might have wanted them to work.
Right.
But if you, again, in a weird sort of comparative way, this is sort of like Happy Gilmore in a way, or Adam Sandler's films. If you think you're going to like a Wes Anderson film, and you have liked Wes Anderson films before, I don't know why you wouldn't enjoy this.
No,
you may not love it, but you're still going to have a blast.
It's still really good, and everyone should watch it. And Wes Anderson fans are going to like it, and not be as nitpicky as us in most respects. Anyway, but like I said, it just doesn't have that other gear that whatever. That he clearly was after, it just didn't pan out. All the biblical scenes, the way that it ends, some of the parts of how we're trying to get things to come together with this whole like religion is always there, but we're not going to talk about it, but we do talk about it, and whatever. And it just didn't like come together to be, that extra oomph of loving it. But other than that, it's really good.
I was trying to tell somebody once about Wes Anderson's films. They weren't super familiar. Everybody at one point felt like they had seen the Royal Tenenbaums, and that was quirky and weird then for them. And I just said, because he was a baseball guy, and I went, look, not every one is a home run. Not every single time it's this, but he gets on base a lot.
Right.
He just doesn't strike out. And that's what you want if you're Moneyball kind of minded. You just want someone who's going to get on base and can be a run. Right. And sometimes they really are home runs. Sometimes it's a damn grand slam. This is a pretty good double. I'll take it. But yeah, I did definitely feel like, God, I just wish it had whatever that thing is I need.
Yeah.
It would have been 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been that great. So,
but still, definitely go see it. And we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And we are going to be on like a break for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what will be next by the time there's.
We might just catch up. There might be a bunch of stuff that you'll see streaming and I'll see streaming.
By the time there's a next show, I don't know what there will be. But thanks for tuning in, and please hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're listening to this on a podcast, wherever you may listen to your podcasts, like us there, leave comments, all that great stuff, and we will see you next time.
Right.
Thanks.
Bye.